Because if you're not managing your brand, you're leaving money on the table. Competitors with a clearer, stronger brand will swoop in, grab attention, and run off with your customers. Over the years, I've sat at the top table as a CMO and the lead of a marketing agency, and I've seen it all. Brands that soar and brands that sink. I've watched businesses treat their brands like an afterthought and wonder why customers aren't sticking around. I've also seen companies that take brand management seriously, and guess what? They win repeatedly. That's why there's a need for a dedicated brand director, someone who ensures brands don't just survive, but thrive. Businesses need more than ad hoc marketing. They need strategic hand guiding their brand through growth and change, because too many growing businesses have a brand that's, well, it's a bit of a mess. They're great at selling, but their brand is a patchwork of ideas, changing direction every quarter. Solid brand management isn't a nice to have. It's the glue that holds everything together and turns a company from just another player into the player in the market. Scaling businesses hit an awkward phase. They're big enough that brand consistency starts to matter, but not so big that they have a full-time brand heavyweight leading the charge. Enter the fractional brand director, or someone like me. You can think of me as your brand's personal trainer, except instead of burpees and smoothies, we're getting your positioning, messaging, and brand assets into peak condition. Because if you're not managing your brand, you're leaving money on the table. Competitors with a clearer, stronger brand will swoop in, grab attention, and run off with your customers. But what I do is bring structure, clarity, and a strategic focus to your brand on a flexible basis, generally that fits your business needs and budget. So there's no need to shell out for a full-time hire. I slot in, do the work, and leave you with a brand that's sharper, stronger, and ready to dominate. Most businesses leap straight into marketing tactics. We need a new campaign, let's refresh the website, we need more social posts and content, but without a clear brand strategy, it's kind of like throwing spaghetti at a wall, and you know what happens. Here's how I work instead. We start with diagnosis, which is a reality check. Is your brand strong? Is it clear? Is it consistent? Do your customers get what makes you different? Can your team describe your brand without hesitating? If not, there's work to do. Then there's the strategy. This is the brand's backbone. We define your positioning, tighten up messaging, and make sure your brand codes, these are the elements that make you instantly recognizable, are working hard for you. And the tactics is the practical work. With a solid strategy in place, marketing becomes a precision tool instead of a scattergun approach. Your campaigns are sharper, creative is on brand, customers start recognizing and trusting you. This approach makes brand management feel like a superpower and not a guessing game. So what do you actually get when you bring in a brand director? Apart from occasional well-timed sarcasm, you'll see a brand that makes sense. Your positioning will be clear and your messaging won't change every 5 minutes. There's more differentiation. Your product won't be just another insert your industry company. You'll stand out for all the right reasons. You'll get better marketing ROI. When your brand is on point, every marketing effort works that little bit harder. There's less waste and there's more impact. You'll see stronger customer loyalty. A clear, consistent brand builds trust. Trust leads to repeat business, and it's as simple as that. And then there's team alignment. Everyone in your business will be singing from the same hymn sheet. There's no more mixed messages or confused brand execution. And because I work on a fractional basis, you get all those benefits without committing to a full-time hire. It's a win-win. One question I get is, how am I different to a CMO? And the short answer is they're different but complementary roles. I've previously worked as a CMO, and we are often focused on hitting revenue targets, driving marketing campaigns, and keeping that lead generation machine running. We focus on short-term wins and performance metrics. That's not exclusively, but it's a different way of working. A brand director is focused almost exclusively on that long-term brand health. That's ensuring that everything, marketing, customer experience, product, even internal culture, aligns with your brand strategy. If you already have a marketing team but lack strategic brand leadership, a fractional brand director is a perfect plugin. I work alongside your existing team, bringing that senior expertise without the full-time price tag. I think one of the most underrated drivers of success is consistency. As boring as consistency is, the best brands aren't the loudest or the flashiest. They're the ones that show up in the same clear, compelling way every single time. I've worked with businesses where messaging changes depending on who you ask and what the latest trend is. Website says one thing, social media says another, sales pitches are then completely different. That kind of inconsistency erodes trust faster than a dodgy-looking car salesman. On the flip side, strong brands like Apple, Nike, or even smaller, well-managed brands succeed because they reinforce identity over and over. Customers know exactly what to expect, and when people know what you stand for, they stick around. Too many businesses think about branding in the short term. What will get them through the next quarter, the next campaign? But great brands don't just think in months, they think in years and even decades. Future-proofing your brand isn't about guessing what's coming up next. It's about building a strong foundation that allows you to evolve while staying true to your core identity. That means making sure your brand has distinctive, memorable assets, keeping your positioning clear and relevant even as the market shifts. Aligning internal teams so that your brand is more than just a marketing exercise, it's a business-wide mindset. Branding isn't just about aesthetics, it's about commercial value, and when it's done right, it's the most powerful competitive advantage you have. If you're tired of brand confusion, wasted marketing spend, and feeling like you're constantly reinventing the wheel, let's chat. As a fractional brand director, I can bring clarity, consistency, and a strategic focus without the commitment of a full-time hire. Get in touch and let's make your brand work for you and not against you.